So I think this is going really, really well. Really, 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 really well.
I have to tell you something.
First, let me tell you something. I've never felt this way about anybody before in my entire life. This is going so well. So well.
I'm leaving you.
Are you really?
I found someone else.
Bonjour.
Sorry.
You leaving me for this? No. Oh, I need some cake balls.
5 years time we could be walking round a zoo with the sun shining down over me and you, and there'll be love in the bodies of the elephants too, and I'll put my hands over your eyes but you'll peek through, and there'll be sun, sun, sun all over our bodies, and sun, sun, sun all down our necks, and there'll be sun, sun, sun.
So we're making cream cheese icing. So I've added a 1/4 stick of butter, and now I'm using a package of cream cheese.
And I'm gonna add 1/2 of a teaspoon of the finest quality pure vanilla extract.
Start mixing that together. Once you know, move the pan up. And then you're gonna add about a little more than a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. And that'll give you delicious icing. Okay, so I just added some granulated sugar to this icing to make it thicker.
Oh, well, you know what? Let me take a look at this, because, this doesn't look very good for icing cookies, so I really don't know what we're going to do with this situation right here. I really don't know.
I know! We can make cake balls! Okay! What you need first is a cake. It can be any flavor you want. This just happened to be handy. Had a cake lying around. So you don't need to be neat with this because we're like deconstructing the whole cake anyways. And the best part about cake balls is that they don't discriminate, so you can make them any flavor cake you want. We are using chocolate because who doesn't like chocolate cake? Be honest with yourselves. And so what you're gonna do is just take your hands and crumble it up. You can mash it up. Some people use a fork because it's neater. So that's about good. You just want it to be like fairly crumb-like. And then you're gonna add the frosting. And you're gonna start incorporating it with your hands. You're gonna use all of the frosting in this recipe. But when you use canned frosting, start with adding 1/2 and then decide if you still think you need to add more, then add more. This is the finished consistency of the cake ball. This is with all the frosting incorporated. See, it kind of squishes like that. You can, if you want them to be a little mushier, you can add more frosting, but I like mine to be kind of meatier. You have the finished mixture. You're gonna take a section about this big. You can make them as big as you want. It doesn't really matter. And you're gonna just roll them into a nice round ball. And they don't have to be perfect. You want them to look kind of homemade because they're personal. This takes forever. I wish I had more arms. So this is what a tray of finished cake balls looks like. As you can see, they're not all the same size.
Okay, so to make it so that we can dip these in chocolate, we're going to go and put them in the freezer for about 1/2 hour.
Okay, so the next part of making the cake balls is to make the candy coating. What you do is you get, these are called candy melts. You can get them at AC Moore or Party Warehouse. The reason that you use candy melts is because this chocolate is tempered, which means that when it sets, it's not gonna melt all over the place when you touch it again. It's gonna be like a hard candy coating. So in order to melt this, you don't want to just pop it in the microwave and let it go for however long. You want to make sure that you put it in for 15 seconds at a time, and then you stir every 15 seconds.
Alright, so now we are dipping our cake balls into chocolate. And basically all you do is you dip it in. You can melt your candy melts, and then you dip it into whatever chocolate you want to dip it in. And you move it around with your fork. Take it out, try and get off some of that excess chocolate, and then put it right back on so that the chocolate can set. And just keep doing that with all of them.
Is more than one way to make a cake ball. You can do these things, they're called cake pops, and what you would do is you would take a lollipop stick, dip it in some chocolate, dip that in the cake ball, and then kind of swirl it around in your chocolate. I'm not just here to make cake balls, I also had a little bit of an ulterior motive. Saturday, January 23rd, we're having our, I think it's the 5th annual coffee house. The cause we're supporting this year is NJ Cares, which is the New Jersey Child Abuse Research and Education, something that starts with an S, Institute. And basically what it is it's research and education about child abuse. So coffee house is a really fun, chill place to go. We have entertainment. We're gonna have like a talent show type thing with a bunch of acts. And we're also going to have coffee because it's a coffee house, and a bake sale which we're going to sell cake balls at. So stop by for a little bit, get some coffee, get some cake balls, some other baked goods, see some of your friends singing or acting.
If you really like the Barefoot editors, well, Meredith and I will be there. So if you're a stalker, well, we'll be there.
So you can stalk us. Yeah, thanks, Andrew. The next thing we're making are cookie dough truffles, which are kind of, they're not baked, but there's no egg in them, so it's okay to eat. And then they're going to be covered in chocolate. And so the first thing we do is we cream together our butter and sugar. So it's butter, brown sugar, and granulated sugar. Next, we're going to add some milk. You can use like soy milk or just regular milk, whatever you want. And Angel's going to add some vanilla.
Half a teaspoon, actually.
Yes. After that gets incorporated, you're going to add your dry ingredients, which are flour, baking soda, and salt. Okay, so to finish off the cookie dough for our cookie dough truffles, I'm going to add a half cup of mini chocolate chips, and I'm just going to mix them in. And then after that, you need to make the dough like so that you can handle it. So you're going to you're going to chill it for an hour in the fridge. Okay, so here we have a double boiler set up, and all you have is water boiling in the pot, and then a glass bowl that is not touching the water is set over it. Cookie dough truffles are a similar technique to the cake balls, and all you're going to do, again, is pick up your little ball and drop it in and coat it a little bit, and then you're going to pick it back up, drizzle off some of that excess chocolate, and set it right back. The only thing different about these is that these are going to go back in the freezer to chill after you're done dipping. The last thing we're making are no-bake oatmeal cookie balls. So in the bowl we have some oats, some granulated sugar, and some cocoa.
Cocoa. Getting everywhere.
And next we're going to add a very ripe banana. You want it to be a pretty goopy texture, just so that it sticks together when you're making it. Okay, so to our mixture we're going to add about a tablespoon of peanut butter. And then I'm going to add a quarter teaspoon of the vanilla extract. Also what I'm going to do is I'm going to caramelize some butter on the stove with a little bit of sugar.
We promise.
And that will be added, and then it'll be done.
And it'll taste great.
Yep. And we're done with our cookie ball mixture. We're going to put it in the fridge to chill out a little bit. Okay, so now we're finishing off our no-bake cookie balls. And
we're making sticky ones.
Yes, they're very sticky, so be careful.
Cold.
If you just handle them gently, then you dip them into powdered sugar all around.
Oh, it's sugar. I thought it was flour.
No, it's powdered sugar. You put it on the plate, and you just keep doing that. So, that's it. And then you put it back in the fridge to chill for a while before you eat it.
Oh, yeah.
My god. Wow.
This is good.
This is really this is like amazing. This is goopy. I can feel the calories pouring inside of me.
Ridiculous.
Come to the coffee house!
January 23rd.